Good afternoon.
Hey,
How are you doing?
okay. This is the awkward introduction when we've been together all day, but we pretend like we just saw each other for the first time.
Hey, I like it.
Okay, so I have a question.
I was afraid you did. I'm happy to answer your question.
You mean you're excited to hear my question?
I'm so excited.
There might be something more that we work through than just get opinions. So, have you ever heard of the phrase quiet quitting?
I think I know where you're going with this, but I don't know that I've ever heard this term exactly.
Hmm, guess where I got it?
John Maxwell.
How'd you know?
Uh, Near and dear to my heart.
I'm a John Maxwell girl too. Okay, so in a nutshell, quiet quitting is quitting emotionally before you quit physically.
Quitting emotionally before you physically quit.
So now that I've said that, I think pretty much anyone who's listening goes, "Oh, I've done that. I've done that." So one would ask, why do people quietly quit? And I have some points that I feel are appropriate. So, one of the reasons that people quietly quit is because of lack of clarity.
I could see that.
People want structure, people want clarity.
Don't we all? In Proverbs it says, with lack of vision, that people perish.
Yeah, and it's hard to commit to something when you really don't know what you're committing to.
Mm-hmm.
So, the second thing that could lead to quiet quitting would be lack of value. People don't really give their best if they don't feel
Oh,
seen or
you mean people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care?
I knew you were going to do it somewhere.
Slid it in.
Slid it in. Yeah. Um, and then lack of connection.
Yeah, I can see that. That's definitely. There's multiple places in life that I've found myself doing that because of just the lack of connection.
Well, you usually pour into cups that you feel there will be value. And so oftentimes, if you don't feel engaged or like your value will be honestly like utilized,
Mm-hmm.
not just seen, but then I could see where you would stop pouring into that cup. Another another reason is for just burnout, you know, going above and beyond in the beginning out of loyalty, but then finding that above and beyond is pretty much the expectation
Yeah,
all
you
the time.
you set the bar really high whenever you walk in the door, and then it's like, oh, that's
Well, it's sad because a lot of people will buy into the vision of a person or into a boss or a leader and then very quickly see that the honeymoon stage is over, or um, you'll get love bombed in the very beginning and then that kind of peters out, and the love bombing is probably an unnatural level of affection or connection, but when there's disengagement from the leader, very quickly burnout can happen if the expectations are not clear or if they're asking too much,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. But it's a two-way street, you know. The person on the team or the employee has the opportunity to speak up. But essentially, quiet quitting is quitting emotionally. So lack of engagement with their heart.
Yeah. And another reason a person might quietly quit is they might have other things on their plate that are external from where they are.
Well, so something that I was thinking about was I've quietly quit multiple times. Um, but the first time I can remember quietly quitting is after I was healed. And it was like I was entering into society, almost like I lived in a whole nother country and I came to a new place.
Mm.
It was wild. I had never had the level of responsibility. I had never had being at home with two children on my plate. I had never had starting a business. Like all of these things came at me because I was physically capable, because I wasn't hurting any longer. But it was so overwhelming. I couldn't keep up.
Yeah. And so I think a person has a capacity, right? And so when your capacity is full,
Yeah.
you're going to shift your energy to something else that is more
Mhm.
fruitful, so to speak.
So another reason people quietly quit is because while they might be loyal to the organization or to the vision or the person in the beginning, their opinion isn't valued, even if it's not moved forward with. I would consider the opposite of this to be the yes man.
Yeah.
So you get into a position and recognize that the leadership isn't really interested in your value, but more so in someone just doing the job or leading the team.
Yeah. Well, and I think many times people could see that person as like, oh, well, you're critical or whatever. And it's like, no, they're actually seeing gaps in the process
Yeah.
where we can make the organization better.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just have to, as leaders, recognize that and see the value in that person.
Mm-hmm. I think we could do an entire session on nothing but the yes man mentality.
Hmm.
I've learned a lot about yes men. And you know how I've learned about that?
No, but I think you're going to tell me.
Through being a mom.
Oh,
Guess what? Our children are not.
yeah. They're not yes men. And thankfully.
I know. I agree, but it's at times difficult to parent someone who is a free thinker and a curious mind.
It's a challenge, but
I'm growing in that in my leadership.
I think I think we're up to the challenge.
Okay, so what quietly quitting will reveal inside of an organization? So it reveals that the culture could use a little tuning.
Mm-hmm.
The communication and the appreciation of the individuals could probably get up.
Yeah.
You have a saying of over communicating is enough communicating.
Yeah, if you feel like you're over communicating, then you're probably communicating enough at that point in time.
Individually,
Yes.
not as a whole, like
Right.
to the whole team. Individually.
And it's not hey, how are you doing? It is like a constant check-in and investing time in that person.
Just with leading small groups, we've found that it takes close to 6 months of consistently meeting with folks for the walls to start to come down.
Well, people have to trust you,
Yeah.
and if they don't know you from
They
Adam,
have no reason to trust you.
then they're not going to trust you. So again, going back to over communicating, if you feel like you're over communicating, then you're probably communicating enough.
So you want to make sure also that the roles are very clearly communicated and have realistic expectations of the individuals or the team, but make it measurable.
Yeah. And make those measures realistic. And
Yeah.
you can't make them across the board the same. You have to tailor it to the individual.
When I went back to John Maxwell's podcast, one thing that was said was that quiet quitting reveals a mirror to the leadership. It is not a megaphone for employees' laziness.
Ouch.
Isn't that crazy? Okay, so if you have a bunch of emotionally disengaged people still performing a job because they're either loyal to the vision, to you, or to the organization, here are some things that we can do. You can clarify what a win is, clarify their roles, and then show them the measurable success. You can do regular check-ins, not just emergency meetings. And it's not, hey, I need this, this, and this. It's, how are you? What do you need from me? Kind of conversations. And then you can value people personally. So, like, celebrating their progress in their life.
Yeah.
Not just in their...
the duty that they provide, the role that they fill.
And then affirming them publicly, but coaching them privately.
So key.
That right there. I have heard so many times correction come publicly when really that individual needed to be coached privately. You want to destroy trust. Okay, and then create the sustainable culture. The sustainable culture protects your work-life balance as much as possible. As a leader, you're saying thank you and I appreciate you often. And you reward effort and coach the holes.
Yeah. I think that's so important, because just letting a person know that they feel valued by thanking them for, and it may sound silly, but for showing up, because hey, they showed up and others didn't, so
man. Or just thank you for coming to work today.
Yeah.
Thank you for not being bogged down, because I know your life is hard. There's a lot going on. I appreciate you giving me your 100% for these X number of hours today.
But you can't do that if you're not connected to them and you don't know what's happening in their life. So you have to stay connected.
Okay, so with that being said, for a high capacity leader, how many people do you think you personally could lead at this
successfully?
Yeah, with these things in line.
I would say 10 to 12 tops.
Wow, that's more than I thought.
8 to 10 is, 10 to 12, it just depends.
So when I talk about, or when I think about being connected to them, of course this is on a professional level. It's not like we're, talking eyelashes and getting lipstick. I'm thinking I could probably lead 4 well. But you are in a total different arena than I am. And you've done this before.
Thank you.
Well, I just found that so interesting, and I just wanted to kind of chat with you about it. I know that this was short and sweet.
I think it's good, and I think folks will find value in it, and it's definitely something that's near and dear to both of our hearts,
Mm-hmm.
making sure that we're connected with folks and
Yep.
being in tune with where
Yep.
they're at.
So, closing thoughts are that people rarely quit first with their feet, they
Mm-hmm.
quit with their hearts.
Yep.
And then, how do we, what's the antidote? Is to re engage their hearts, and their hands will follow.
Yep.
There's always hope.
There's always hope. All right. Thanks, y'all.